Hey guys and girls, welcome back to another beautiful video on this beautiful channel, on this beautiful day. How you guys and girls doing? Hope you're doing great as always. Please check out the description box for all the nice links. Also drop a like, subscribe if you like the content. Today we're just gonna go through a little bit in player. We're just gonna fix up the code a little bit, make sure everything works. And I know we're gonna work on the skill component and make sure that it, what do you call it? Had these timers, right? We might go ahead and do that. We'll see. I'm not 100% sure. But what I actually want to do is I want to start off working on the GUI for this stuff as well, so we can see what's going on, right? But I think the timer stuff is important. Also, dropping in an enemy class is important, and the inventory and stuff like that. But I think we'll go with making combat work a little bit first. But let's just get started in player. So there's one thing I wanted to do. I wanted to make a void init, what's it called? Animations, like that. I just want to make sure that we have it separated from mostly everything else, because this kind of clogs up everything. So it's just gonna initialize all our animations that we have and make it a little easier for us. Also, if you remember, I was talking a little bit about moving over code from entity to player, because we have a lot of checks in here. So if you want to do that, you can do it. I'm not going to do it right now because all of these checks can be kind of taxing, you know, not that taxing, but still, it's an extra check, right? If we have that in player, you don't need to check it because we're 100% sure we have a hitbox component, everything. But what this allows us to do instead is that our enemy, well, let me just show you what that means. Basically, we send in entities here for update collision, for example, in the tile map. And we can just send in any entity, player, enemy, whatever, and it will check collision for us, and it will handle that because it's 100% sure to have all these functions, and they always have something, you know, backup things that they do. Like if it doesn't have a hitbox component, it's going to return the sprite global bounds and so on, right? So it kind of makes it a little more dynamic for us. That's why I'm going to keep it like it is right now. But you're free to change it as you want, obviously. Anyway, once this is done, you just want to do this init animations, and you'll be good to go. Just make sure you do this after you create the animation component. Otherwise, you're going to have a crash. As well as this, pretty much this should be done after as well. After we create the hitbox component, so it can set the hitbox to where it should be. And before we go, let's go into states. Let's open up game state. Now let's see where we create our player. Init players. So we set them at 0, 0. Let's put them at 200, 220, whatever. And let's just run this, make sure it works. Like that. Okay, so now we don't spawn up here, so that's a good thing. And we have everything working. Our sword is working. Everything's nice. We have our little GUI. Everything seems to be all right. So I was talking about the GUI, right? And we have a little problem. If we go into our player GUI, you'll see that we have a bunch of duplicate code here, which isn't good. We have the XP bar string, all this crap, and the exact same thing here. What I want to do is actually want to create a GUI element called a progress bar. Okay? I want to create something called a progress bar. And what that's going to do is it's just going to have all of this stuff, and we can create several progress bars. And we're going to require that. We're going to need that in our skill, for all our skill cap thingies, right? And to show how far along we are to leveling up our skills, as well as all this XP and all this stuff. So I'm just going to make a little progress bar thing in GUI, and we're just going to focus on that right now. And eventually we'll get to the combat. We'll create an enemy class and stuff. I think I'm going to stick to that, actually. Because you guys know, I always jump from thing to thing. I never finish anything. So I'm just going to make sure I do it this time. But if we just go ahead and go to the bottom, I'm pretty sure. GUI. How did I do this? Did I make... This is a namespace, and then we have a class. Okay. So we have a class texture selector. That is the namespace. Okay. Class progress bar, like that, progress bar. And like that. Private, public, as usual. Very, very simple. Private, public, okay. Progress bar, constructor, easy. Like that. And a destructor. I don't know why I did that. Are you dumb? There we go. Okay, now accessors, functions, modifiers, please. There we go. Boom. Good to go. Good to go. Now, since we already have a bunch of the code in Player GUI, I'm just going to go ahead and copy some of this. I'm just going to go ahead and copy, for example, all this stuff. And we're going to have a lot less code because we can just do this. And we can do this as well. We can do string. So that's a string. This is the text. Why do I have those? I'm not 100% sure. Let me just call it bar string for now. I'm pretty sure I'll figure it out again. Bar text. Or just text. Max width. Back. Inner. Text. All right, I'm pretty sure this will be okay. So once we have all that stuff, let's go back into Player GUI one more time and let us grab how we kind of initialize it. That's the level bar. Let's take everything from the HP bar. Let's just grab all of this, put it into where it should be, right here. Wait, don't I have a GUI CPP? Yeah, I do have a GUI CPP. Why am I defining it in here? I don't need to define it in here. Never. You know what? Let's do it like this. Like that. Like that. Now let's define that. Like this. And then go into GUI CPP, and it should be there at the bottom. Right here. Okay. And then we're just going to do this. Progress bar. Progress bar. So we know what's going on, all right? And now we can go ahead in here and just paste all this into the constructor. And that's great. All right, so VM. Not 100% sure what that does. All right, let's go back into here. And let's say float X, float Y, float width, float height. Okay. And then the SF video mode reference VM, like that. Because these are the percentages. Good, very good. And we go back in here and we just paste those in there. All right, so now we can just remove VM. And these are the positions. Let's see. There we go. This bar, what was that? Max width. All right, there we go. Max width. All right, to solve this, let's see. If we send in the percentages, then we don't need to have the video mode. But if we send in positions, we want to convert that to percentages, because this converts a percent to pixels. Hold up, this converts a percentage to pixels. So no, what we need to do here is just send in X and then Y, or width and height. Width, height. Okay, and these are percentages. So I think I'm thinking correctly here. Okay. I think so. Pretty much. All right. Back. And if it doesn't work, we'll solve it eventually. Back, inner. And then text. Cool. All right. And we need to set a font for this as well. Pretty sure most of this stuff doesn't really require a font. But this does. This needs to have a text. Let's see. We could do this. Font, SF font. And it's a pointer. Let's put that at the end. Sorry, let's put that at the end. Like that. And we'll just set it to null. We'll do that in the... Yeah, we'll keep it here. In the H file, actually. There we go. And if we don't have a font, then we can create a progress bar without the text. So let me think how that's going to work. We'll keep it like that for now. But let's see. All right, so we'll set font to font. Inner set size. Back. Dot get position. That's great. We'll set the font. What do you want? You want me to dereference it? Okay, so dereference right there. And we'll just do a little if font. All right. Like this. And we'll say VM. Calculate the character size to whatever. Inner. And we're going to keep working on this. Don't worry. We're going to make it look real nice. And then inner get position. We'll just leave this here right now. It doesn't really matter. We'll calculate all that as well. So this will make sure if there's a font, we'll set the text. Otherwise, we won't set the text. No problems. Very good, very good. And then we'll do a functions part here. Go back into player GUI. Go ahead and select. Where is it? Update EXP bar. So let's just take all of that. We can just take the whole update function and put it right in here. And we'll just call it progress bar update. And we'll make a little void update function right here. Like that. Pretty sure. All right, we're probably going to need a bunch of stuff. Okay, so what we need is a max value as well. So I'm just going to do that int max value. Make sure we always have integers here to make it look smooth. So I'm just going to do that. Just call it max value. And since this is a little different, we don't have access to these things here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do an int const int current value like that, and put that right in here in the update. All right, and then we're just gonna switch this up. So current value divided by this max value. Okay, and then we'll get the percentage. Then the inner size is going to be the max width. All right, max width of the entire, this box, the outer box, right? And then inner get size Y. So we'll resize the bar. And then the bar string is going to be the current value plus the max value, and the text is going to be the bar string. That's why we needed both of these. So that's good. There we go. Perfect. No big deal. Now let's just do the final render. And let's see how we render the HP bar right here. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab that. All we do is back, inner, and text. It's not that big of a deal. Just put that in here. GUI progress bar render to a target, and then we'll render this back, inner, and text. There we go. All right, so if the text is set, obviously, we're gonna do that. We're gonna make an extra check here probably, so that we don't have to render anything unnecessary if the text isn't set. So I'm gonna do that in the next video, since this one is getting a little long. But first of all, I just want to do this void render and copy paste the target part into here. And once that's done, we should be good to go with the progress bar. Shouldn't be any big deal, any problems here. Now, if we want to try that, probably what I can do, I'm not 100% sure if this is going to work, but to try it, we can open playerGUI.h, and let's just take one of these and say GUI HP GUI progress bar HP bar, like that, and make a little pointer. Go ahead in here, delete this HP bar. Okay, and we pretty much removed everything here, so we're good. Now to initialize it, all we need to do, we could actually have kept these here. We could have kept those. Let me think. So there we go. All right, let's just go ahead and do this. This HP bar, and we'll send in these values. So this is, no, this is width and height. There we go. And we'll let that kind of calculate inside the function. That is X, and this is Y. Like that. Perfect. This VM and this font. Good to go. All right, so there you go. Now let's see what the problem is. Version preceding HP bar equals new GUI progress bar. Good. Okay, so video mode, font. This is probably a reference. Good. And not a reference, the address to font, because it's a pointer. And there we go. We have a HP bar right here. We don't need to calculate all of this in it. That's great. Just make sure you delete it as well, otherwise you're gonna have a problem. Now updating the HP bar is a little different. All we need to do is say this HP bar update, and then we're gonna give it the current value, which is this. This, what is it? Player get attribute component HP. Pretty sure that's it. And that's the current value of HP. And then we update it, and to render it, all we need to do is this HP bar render this, or just target. Okay. So that's almost done. I'd say this should work. If it doesn't, we'll make sure we fix it. Error list. Progress bar. Height. Hold up. Height. Okay, that is the local variables. Width, height. X, Y. We could just put a little symbol in front of these, doesn't matter. With the height. Like that. It shouldn't really, but both are local, that's why it's making a little, that's why it's a little problem. But if you do that, it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, good thing it's running. New game. Alright, now that's bugging out, but it should work. It should work. At least it's rendering. At least the 6 is rendering. We're good to go. And that, you know why it's not working? It's because the max value is nothing. So I'm just going to go ahead and set the max value here. Int max value. And do it like that. Like that. Put that over in the GUI.h as well. Right there. Once you have that, all you have to do is just set it. That's because otherwise it has a undefined value. So this max value equals max value. Like that. And once you create it in the player GUI, up here, you want to give it the EXP of the player component, the EXP next actually. So I'm just going to copy the EXP next part. I'm going to put it in here, right there, like this. So you can see it a little better. I'm just going to do that. And then we're going to run it. Now it should work. New game. All right. So there you go. 6. Oh no, EXP next. All right. I don't have to run it again. All you have to do here is HP max. There you go. It should work. But that's about it for this video, guys. I know it was really long and tedious, but we had to kind of make sure that works so we can create progress bars easily. And then we'll keep making progress bars for everything else in here, refine it a little bit, and make sure we can use them for our skills. And make a little skill box where we can see all our skills, right? And just add them in, and then we can make combat and make sure we can level up and stuff. And then eventually dropping items and all that. So it's going to be pretty fun, all right? So hopefully you're sticking with the series and you're learning new stuff. This is a great way to make a progress bar. Even though it might not be the most fun thing to do in a tutorial, it's still a good thing to know. But there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for sticking with me. Check out the description box. Also consider dropping a like and subscribing if you like the content, all right? So yeah, there you go. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one, all right? Bye-bye.